Hello, dear friends. Hello, 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 and welcome to Believe in the Dallas Cowboys. It's Cowboys Giants this weekend. I'm Jeff Cavanaugh. It's nice to see you. And he is former Cowboys wide receiver Jesse Holley. Take that, 49ers.
Oh, Jesse Holley went 77 yards. It must be a reality show.
With our powers combined, we are us. And we're brought to you by our friends at Bet Online. All the major pro sports leagues are off and rolling. College basketball ready to go as well. Bet Online, your top spot for all your live betting action and contests. Cowboys are like a 948-point favorite. Play the points. You got NFL, college football, UFC, NHL. Everything's in full swing. Bet Online's your number one source for your wager news, odds, trends, and predictions. Get on over there to Bet Online today. Remember, use our promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, where the game starts. The Giants are starting Tommy DeVito.
Wait a second. Wait a minute. We are not going to bury the lead.
What?
We're not.
What?
We're not.
What's the lead?
We're not burying the lead here. You got a tattoo on your butt?
Oh, yeah, I got a tattoo on my butt.
Well, the Believe family wants to see. It's time to show the Believe family. I don't know if that's an HR violation, but
okay.
Let the world see the tattoo you got on your butt.
Okay, first of all, let me tell you why, okay? If you haven't seen it. We made Barstool yesterday, baby. We're famous now. I did an interview last night with D Magazine.
Oh my God.
Okay, so check it out. The Texas Rangers beat the Orioles in the divisional series. They're about to start the ALCS, so they need to win 8 more games to win the World Series. After they beat the Orioles, the cameras were in the locker room, and they heard Bruce Bochy going, I only have one question. Hedgie, what's the number on your ass? And they're all going, 8 more. And so it's like, oh, okay. And we figured out that Austin Hedges, backup catcher for the Rangers, they were counting down with the eye black stuff on his butt, how many wins till they win the World Series. So we knew that. I'm doing radio, and I was like, well, I mean, if the Rangers win the World Series, I'll tattoo a 0 on my ass. And then my co-host Julie stopped the show and was like, I just want to make sure you know what you just said. And that I was like, oh, okay. But I didn't think they were going to win the World Series, but they did. So yes, I tattooed a 0 on my ass. But then a 0 with no context is weird, and a 0. So I had to get the Rangers logo too. But then with the Rangers logo and the 0, then people ask about the 0. You have to tell the story a lot. But yes, okay. If you're watching this on YouTube in video format, look away from the screen for the next 10 seconds if you don't want to see a butt cheek. I'll show my butt cheek. Show you my. What I don't tell people is I really wedge myself into this corner. So hold on. All right. Let me make sure I got the right cheek here. It's this one. Okay. Yeah.
And that's how many points we think the New York Football Giants are going to score this weekend.
Yeah. It's a segue.
That's a segue right there. I'm a professional, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. So, yeah, I've got that. Great.
Yeah.
I guess maybe that'll get views, you know.
Congratulations.
Thanks, man. I'm really excited about it. Okay, so here's the only thing I really have on Cowboys Giants. Obviously, there's the every given Sunday component to the world. There's no way they lost to the Cardinals, but they did lose to the Cardinals. Weird crap happens in the NFL sometimes. The only thing I would say about this one is, even though it's the Giants, every single game for the Cowboys right now is incredibly, incredibly, incredibly important. And it's only for the simple reason of math, because the way I think the season is going to go is the Cowboys are going to give the fan base over the next 3 weeks hope that they can win the Super Bowl. And the reason is, at least in my brain, it's hard. It's really hard to win a Super Bowl. The Cowboys are probably not going to win the Super Bowl. Odds are very low. However, your odds would increase significantly if you won the division, if you had the 1 seed, if you didn't have to play in a round of the playoffs, if the games were at your place. Those things are really, really important if you'd like to win a Super Bowl. And at 5-3 with a team in your division that's 8-1, that looks undoable. Now at 6-3 and then 7-3 and then 8-3, and knowing that the Eagles are going to play the Chiefs and the Bills, and who's their third one? It's hard too. Dolphins, maybe. It is Chiefs, Bills, 49ers. It is very possible that they lose one of those or two of those. They could lose three of them. You have to, even when it's the jobbers, you have to, like, it just has to be W's. It has to be, because there is a world where you turn this into 6, 7, 8-3, and the Eagles get to 8-3, and you go, holy crap, our goals are becoming more attainable because we might not have to play in the first round of the postseason. We might get to play games at our place. Now, it's also very likely that what's going to happen is we're going to get to that place, and then it flips, and the Eagles play all the jobbers, and you play the good teams. So that's probably the way everything's going to go, is that there's going to be a period over the next month where it's going to be like, ooh, 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 and it's going to be like, but you have no hope if you don't just make sure you take care of business and give yourself a chance at letting the Eagles F up and letting math help you try to win a Super Bowl. So all of these games are important, even if it is against Tommy DeVito and the New York Giants. That's all. That's all. Just trying to win a Super Bowl over here.
Yeah, you know, coming into this weekend, I had to apologize to the fans that follow me on many of my platforms and shows that I do throughout the week, because I like to take pride in myself of at least watching the film in an objective manner. But it's difficult. It really is. As a fellow film watcher yourself, when you have to turn on the tape of a team that is playing as bad as you didn't.
I haven't. I mean, I know their team. Dexter Lawrence is good. That's kind of their team.
Yeah, and like after you get to, because my thing is I kind of find the games that I want to watch. You know, because even as a player, right? You go back and you watch film. You're not. I'm not watching as a player. If I was a current player right now, I'm not watching 8 games, right? I'll watch a half of this game. I'll watch a half of that game. I'll watch a couple quarters of that game, depending on what am I looking for, right? What did they do in these games that I might want to have to go and look at? And it was hard. It was hard for me to watch 2 halves of 2 games. It really was to a half of 2 games. It was hard because this Giants football team is deplorable to watch.
Oh, deplorable.
It really is. And to think about the Cowboys at the beginning of the year when they played the Giants, beat them 40-0. Mm-hmm. And what makes that even significant at that point in time, the Giants football team at that juncture of the season, healthy. That point of the season,
they had
hopeful, right?
Everything was in front of them.
Everything was in front of them. Everything was in front of them. And all the thoughts and dreams and the manifestation boards that they made and the team's mantra was still strong, and all those things were bright and butterfly-y and rainbowy, and you got dog walk 40-0. Now you get to a point where you don't have your starting quarterback, you don't have your starting tight end, your defense is short a player that you shipped off. There's in-house turmoil between coach and players. I mean, Tommy DeVito is the backup to the backup. Your offensive line was told a couple of weeks ago on radio that wherever he goes, he should be booed. Right? The radio host said, if you see him at the movies, boo him. If you see him at the mall, boo him. If he just so happens to make it to the Pro Bowl and you go to the Pro Bowl and you see him at the Pro Bowl, boo him. And they can't block blocking dummies at this point in time of the season. Kayvon Thibodeau is playing okay football. Of course, Dexter Lawrence is going to be what he is. But other than that, there is not much to watch of this football team. This game, honestly, can I give you an inside look of the locker room from an NFL player's perspective of the New York Giants at this point in time of the season? No.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Sure. Yeah. I guess yes is a better answer for doing this. Yeah.
Okay. So there's a bunch of guys in the New York Football Giants locker room that are doing one of 3 things. One, they're starting to call around to their significant others or whoever runs the business side stuff to them, and they're starting to say, "Hey, let's start packing the house up, right? After Thanksgiving, let's start whatever their all-season house is at, Texas, Florida, somewhere warmer with less taxes and less traffic. Hey, we're going there. So, hey, start calling up Craig or Tony, whoever's going to come get this stuff. Yes.
Can I just throw in one thing here?
Yeah.
Because Jesse's offering you the firsthand perspective of this. And yesterday, we actually on the radio, 97.1 The Freak and DFW, we actually talked about one of those things that happened. So Corey Seager for the Rangers.
Yeah.
His wife sets up all of his media stuff.
Yeah.
And they knew the World Series would be over. And so he was at the CMAs last night.
Yeah.
Corey Seager is not built to talk. If you're a wife that's watching this, don't set your man up with crap that he doesn't want to do and won't be good at. Okay? Yeah. Just pack the house and do a vacation. Not everybody's built for everything. That poor man got up there and was awful.
Jeff's telling women to stay in the kitchen. That's what he just said.
No, I'm saying keep your man in the kitchen. Corey Seager is built to play baseball, not to present awards at award ceremonies where he tried to make a joke, but nobody knew it was a joke and it was real weird. Just make sure you keep your man in his lane.
I got you.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, and so these players are beginning to ship their stuff to their final destination of the offseason. The second thing players are starting to do in the New York Football Giants is they're starting to call their agents and starting to ask the question of, hey, Mr. Agent Man, who I pay 3% to every single year, what are those? What are those percentages? Well, it's different. Yeah, it caps at 3 in the National Football League. They can charge whatever they want, up to 20% for your advertising. That's another story. But they're calling their agents. They're saying, hey, Agent Man, what are the escalators in my contract right now?
I need to get the ball.
You said I need to get 6 interceptions to get this bonus. Okay, cool. I got 2. I'm about to start jumping these routes. You said I had how many sacks again? I got 4. I need to get 10. Oh, okay. All right, cool. F this scheme. I'm going to get the quarterback. I know I'm supposed to have outside containment, but I'm going inside because I need these sacks. How many receptions do I need this year? Okay. All right, 75. All right, I'm at 42. I need to start complaining. I need to start getting the foot. They're starting to do that part now, and then they're starting to make the ultimate business decision of all business decisions. They're starting to say, yeah, I'm not going to get hurt. And the reason why they're saying they're not going to get hurt is because as you get closer and closer and closer to the end of the year, the last thing that you want as a player is to have an injury that requires you to stay here and have to rehab with the team. That's the last thing that you want. You do not want to be here at the end of the year stuck with the shoulder or a knee or an ankle, and they're like, well, hey, you're injured, so you need to show up here and do the proper rehab training. Then you get into all the I'm not coming, I'm fine. They start playing with your money. So you're going to see a lot of these guys start looking around and going, yeah, I'm not diving in there. I'm not willing to make that tackle. I'm not going across the middle. I'm not fighting for that extra yard anymore. I'm getting to the sideline and getting down and getting out of bounds or whatever it is, because as we get near December and Christmas, guys are going to start saying to themselves, the last thing that I want is to go on IR or to go on and get an injury that I have to spend the next 6 to 8 or more weeks here in New York, New Jersey, rehabbing for a team that I don't even want to be a part of anymore. So those you got guys doing one of those 3 things, if not all 3 of those 3 things right now for the football, the New York Football Giants.
I appreciate on a week where there is a game that honestly there's just not a lot to preview because it's like there's not a bunch of matchups to talk about or anything like that. I'll tell you what, you know what? Watch Tyler Smith. Keep watching him so that you can know what Jesse and I have been talking about for a long time, which is don't move him. Because watch him and Dexter Lawrence. People can't block Dexter Lawrence. He's too big, too strong. Tyler Smith will. Leave him at guard forever. So that's cool. I love that we kind of got that perspective, the locker room perspective.
I can give you another perspective. Can I give you another perspective from the Cowboy side?
Yeah, because I was just going to give you a prediction and hit stop and go home.
Yeah, so I'll give you this prediction and we can give you this perspective. We can give predictions and we can get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
But here's another thing from the Cowboys perspective that can sometimes get a little bit scary in this perspective. It's one or two things. So as a player, right, every week your coach gives you cut-ups. So it's, the wide receiver coach this week may be responsible for 1st and 10 looks. for the defense, for the Giants defense. And then the tight end coach may be responsible for the second down and short looks. And then someone's the third. So everybody has it. And then they put these cut ups together and they give them to you. They say, hey, these are the things that we're going to watch this week that we think are significant in playing the New York Football Giants. And then you know what the Giants are. You know what you did to them already. And so if it was the Niners or someone else, you're like digging into those cut ups and you're trying to deep dive and you're trying to find more and you're doing the research. You're not doing this with this cut up. This cut up may get watched once because you're going to watch it all week in the offensive meeting, the position meetings. So when you get home, which would normally be your studying hours because you take the game really serious, Fortnite seems like a little bit more important here. Call of Duty seems a little bit more important here. Minecraft is a little. Hey, I'm gonna call up old girl who do that thing with her tongue. I'm gonna have her.
Jesse, damn it!
I'm gonna have her come by. Because normally I wouldn't during this time because I'm studying, but because this team I know already is not a really good football team, and I watched it cut up one time already, I'm gonna occupy my time with her.
No, Jesse, this goes on TV. What we're doing right now goes on TV some places. You have to.
I'm going to the movies. I'm doing things like that.
Yeah,
but also like the Giants players, there are some Cowboy players that are saying, you know what? This might be a good game to start passing some stats for myself. This team really can't beat us. So, I mean,
the Cowboys are going to view it that way. They're going to hand it off a lot to see if they can find any way to start running the ball. Okay.
Yeah, this is we call a team like the Giants. This is medicine. This is Rite Aid, Walgreens, CVS. Mm. This is just what the doctor ordered. This is the get right game. We call this the script game because the prescription has.
Shout out to the get right, by the way.
Yeah, shout out to the get right. Shout out to my boy Reg and Kev. The prescription has been sent in, and so now you go and work on those things. You go and work on, so you know what? Let's get Tony Pollard a 100-yard rushing game. Hadn't seen one of those in weeks and weeks and months. Hey, let's go get Brandon Cooks. So Mike McCarthy can say, get the heck off my back, media. I'm going to get a fast guy that brings the ball down the field, and I'm going to get Jalen Tolbert some snaps. And all the things that you want to get right in, this is the type of game that you get right in. But there's also players on this football team that are like, I can go and get me 2 or 3 sacks in this game and everything will be, I can catch back up. Mike said, you know what? Max Crosby and the other guys, Max Crosby and Myles Garrett and TJ Watt, they're talking about those guys more than they're talking about me. I might have to go get me a 3-sacker. Go get me a 3-sacker.
That's how you lose a game. That's how Saquon Barkley accidentally pops 2 75-yard touchdowns and it's 14-3 Giants. You go, oh crap.
So yeah, but this game it should be Cowboys over by halftime. But we'll see. It's why they play the games. And your predictions are
Cowboys 33, Giants 13.
They didn't score a point and they had a fully healthy team. You're giving them 13 points with this team?
It's a weird game script situation because I'm looking at Vegas and I think they have like 16.5 and I'm like, they're not stupid. Like it could very well be 40-0 again, but I'm wondering if you don't, start resting guys. And once you're up by 30, people start D'ing around. How about 30-10?
All right. Way more than I'm giving them. I'm going to go 32-6. 32-6. Cowboys win this football game. Dak and company are out in the fourth quarter.
Okay. You don't have to have the answer prepared because no one does. Like you're just picking a score and it's just numbers. Do you know how you got to 32?
I don't.
Okay.
No clue.
8, 16, 24, 32. You could go for 2 every time. That'd be 4 touchdowns. You get 21. No, that's 11. Might have to throw in a safety. It doesn't matter. We are believing the Dallas Cowboys. What?
They'll get a safety.
Yeah, okay. Presented by Bet Online. Thanks for watching. We love you. Remember, you have no idea what anyone's going through. Be cool to everyone. We love you. Be easy.
Eliminate the contingencies.